So this is my kayak that everyone was asking how I was going out on the rough weather on the ocean. It is the 133X tournament from Ascend Bass Pro. I have navigation lights, as you can see. You can mount. I have a powered anchor that goes on the front. I took it off temporarily. I'm doing some rewiring. You can have, these are slip pads because you can stand up and walk on this kayak. It's 13 feet long, 3 feet wide. So I've made my own custom foot pedals to turn, and what they do is they turn the motor, and you can see I have it turned just out of the way right now, but it has a lithium battery here, and then it has another lithium battery in here, which I have inside the shop right now charging, and I just have a dry sack in there, and all the electronics are just separated because I have the device out of there, so it looks a little messy. But see how there's water in here? I'm not sure. So this has all your controls, my powered anchor up and down, and this has for the lights and other things, and you have lots of these plugs to add devices, fish finder and all that. But you can see in there's water. Now I don't have a bilge pump. So since my last trip out on the water, it was pretty rough. This is a pretty solid boat. It's beyond a kayak as far as I'm concerned. I've mounted all this and disassembled the motor and split it up, so you get an idea of how I've done it. You know, have the pulley system so I can actually pull the motor up and down out of the water. But you can see, because there's water in here now, that's why I'm showing you now, is certain areas, so they have scupper holes right here. You can put little rubber plugs in, but it's self-draining. However, since my last trip out, the deck has flexed. You can see it's raised up here, and the water's not draining. So I've put custom solar panels on it, and navigation lights, and there's also interior deck lights. These are red, so it has a nice red glow inside. Really comfortable seat. And so what's happening with this is, like I said, it's where the scupper holes are, and underneath I've checked it. It's only on the inside that it's doing this, not on the bottom. So I'm concerned that water, obviously, I've put some hatches in, but water is somehow getting into the hull. So there's got to be a crack or a leak, because all these devices here, this is for the paddle, safety paddle. And then of course you got your handles for carrying, and then your slider rails. Somewhere along the line, these have all been pulled off and re-siliconed before I even got it in the water. So something's happened here. Unfortunately, it's not a cheap kayak, and it's over a year old, so warranty's done, but I'm gonna have to figure it out. But you were asking anyways, this is the beast. And yes, I have it on a trailer. This is a modular trailer, and the reason I built the modular trailer is it also has a 4-foot by 8-foot box deck that has removable sides, and it has a rack that goes over top of this kayak, which has a tent like you see on the top of SUVs and stuff. And I know I have my winter tires for my one car, and then we rent kayaks and paddleboards to other people. There's my other beast, both my cars there. And but yeah, so this is the kayak that I was taking out, and I do take out regularly. And yeah, hopefully that answers any of your questions. And that's it's unfortunate that it's leaking water now. I'll have to figure that out before I go back out, because the last thing I want to do is sink, especially in the ocean in this strait here. If you have any questions or anything else you want to see more details of, or if you have questions about how I did this, let me know.